Opening weekend. She's on so many arcane characters, but if you're not here in the audience, you can check out her other cosplays on her social. So shout out to the bucket that got given away to one lucky winner in the audience. I've never gotten a bucket this year. Where's my bucket?
I gotta earn it.
You gotta earn it?
Buckets.
All right, I'll work for it.
Work harder.
One day I will get myself
One day you too could get a bucket.
I've given enough away. At this point, I feel like I've already earned it, but you know, you can never do enough.
Nope.
You can never do enough. Game one, though, was in the books here as Team Liquid got the dub, but Dignitas made it close.
Dignitas did make it close. It was looking like it was going to be an absolute stomp, complete runaway from TL, especially with the early game that they were able to get. Emily did a nice breakdown on the AD, talking about that, but really, Dignitas did battle back. I do think there was some kind of oopsies from UmTi on some of the engages. But Srtty was team fighting well. Keine was looking good. I think the team, was able to kind of rally and make some things happen. Going to be interesting to see how it comes into game number 2, where the drafts will shift. We're on Fearless, no repicks. Will it be Impact just blinding a tank and TL opting into a lane swap again, or are we going to have more standard lanes?
Seems to be their bread and butter, even coming back into this year now, is what they were doing a lot of last year.
I do think it's a lot harder, though, with Fearless. If you start 1 or 2 bans up there, if you don't want them to just blind a tank, you ban 1 tank. Kassante's already gone from last game.
Yep.
Usually, Impact doesn't go that far outside of his kind of core couple tanks, and usually when he's off those S-tier tanks, he actually goes towards carries and bruisers and stuff.
Sure, yeah. So what would be the focus, then? What do you think would be that tank here for Dignitas? Because right now it's Ivern Gallier, so they only have a chance for one more.
Yeah, I think if you're really worried about lane swaps in particular, Sion to me is always one of those kind of S-tier tanks in a lane swap, because even if you were able to dive it, which is so hard already, the zombie form does make it almost impossible to keep down. You can get so much of that gold, just keep you right back. So if I was worried about that, I would be thinking that. But I don't think Dignitas is going to be too concerned. I think they knew when they picked a carry and they picked double range bot lane that TL was likely to lane swap. So maybe it's going to be more about them just trying to scout, get better info at level 1, and maybe try to swap to actually match it and get those even lanes, even if it's Australia style.
I think I like that. The bigger issue with that last game is exactly what you said. It wasn't the fact that a lane swap happened, it's the fact that they didn't do their kind of scouting to see, oh, Srtty was not safe to walk into that tri-brush. I think he's going to learn from that going into this next game, as now we see the first wave of bans. It's still Jace now with Mbessa and Skarner first round for Team Liquid.
Yep, so a couple of those really popular kind of high mechanics picks going to be thrown out on bans. Those are also things that Srtty would have played a lot of in solo queue. Jace has just been such a staple in solo queue for forever. Yeah. And when you think about kind of solo queue top laners now, Mbessa is so popular. But this Aurora coming in here definitely could be top lane Aurora. It could be for Srtty. Also could be for Keine. Occasionally you do see people do some stuff like where they're really trying to cook and they do a support, but I don't really like that at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's mostly just in the solo lanes. But definitely could be Srtty or Keine playing this. Corki is kind of more of a bot laner these days, so that's where I'm expecting it to go, but we know APA has played so much of it. Definitely could be going mid lane if they feel like it's appropriate for the matchups.
Keeping it flexible. Could expect maybe a support to be locked in here, so that way they can hold that Corki for later in the draft. See what the priorities are right now, and it's Pantheon! All right, I'm excited. One of my all-time favorite champions.
Yeah, and this is actually something that CoreJJ has done in the past, playing that Pantheon support. He has had some really good games on it, some very dominant games. So it could be Core, it could be UmTi.
Yeah.
We could see them actually flexing around here. These days, we're seeing it quite a lot as jungle in competitive play.
Exactly.
So it is quite popular for that, but I don't think that it's guaranteed to go jungle. I just kind of bring up Core because he has had some really standout games on Pantheon support.
Yeah, both of their picks so far are still flexible, and in the LPL, they've been playing a lot of Pantheon in the jungle position. So Nocturne is going to be the answer for LirA here, as Dignitas will look to lock in their third champion. So Nocturne into Pantheon, that would be an interesting jungle matchup.
And I mean, it's kind of one of those classic top side, assuming this is going to be a top side Aurora, going to top lane, you have a flanker plus Nocturne. That's kind of the classic combo. Ken and Nocturne was one of the old ones. This is kind of just the same thing, where you turn out the lights, and all of a sudden, someone is going to be flanking you, but your wards aren't giving you that info of where they're coming from. It's very hard to react. Generally teams kind of ball up, they back up as the Nocturne all comes, because you want to be able to assist whoever it is,
and then you're grouping up for
exactly, you're grouping up for that potential Aurora ultimate. So that can make things difficult. It is going to be Taliyah coming through. This makes me think it's more likely to be a jungle Pantheon, because Taliyah plus Pantheon is such a powerful combo. Point and click stun plus the seismic shove is really, really strong.
Hear me out, though. Remember the old dark technology. Pantheon Taliyah bot lane? Huh? Corki mid?
So. It's possible, but I don't think
I just wanted to throw it out there, just in case.
I respect it.
Because then I look big brain.
They could be cooking, right? You know, these still can all really be flexed around. You know, Taliyah can even go into the jungle. You know, so obviously there is opportunities to really swap things around. It's not usually TL's style to super cook. Usually if it's like, it usually goes there. That's where TL's putting it, right? You know, they're more about just kind of solid macro play, less about surprising you in draft. So we'll find out, but I am right now operating under the assumption this is AD carry for Yeon as the Corki, and it's going to be Taliyah mid and Pantheon jungle.
But part of the reason why we talk so much about the flexibility here is because it's called Fearless Draft. If I'm Dig, I'm afraid, because you still don't know exactly where they're going, and you could always draft yourself into a corner.
Yeah, I mean, if you try to really over-index and you're saying, okay, we're going to like hard counter this pick. We're going to go, you know, one specific way to try to shut something down, and then all of a sudden, okay, this is a horrible matchup.
Yeah.
Well, now you can just flex it around and kind of dodge that. So TL definitely going to keep those options open here. We're waiting for that final ban.
Look at this. The Respect Camille ban, by the way. Kind of got snuck under the radar there, but Srtty, this is one of the champions he climbed to that record-breaking solo queue LP with. He was saying maybe it wasn't great for his competitive play because all he was doing was picking Camille Jags every game and pushing, but still Camille can be pulled out in competitive too.
Well, and mechanics do transfer over, right?
Yes.
That is one of the things is that, you know, team fighting, yes, it's going to be different at an organized level, but how you actually play out these 1v1s, how you play out these different situations, how you're mechanically able to use these champions, especially some of the complex ones, you know, really does transfer over. And when people talk about this matchup, and people have talked about this top lane matchup a lot, you know, Srtty himself was confident in saying, hey, you know, Impact is really good and better than me at a lot of things that I don't think I'm that good at, but I think I am better at the things I am good at, right? You know, the things like laning, like mechanics, he has that confidence there. So, you know, you have to be willing to bring those kind of picks out. It is going to be the Renekton top here.
You know what I love about this? It still doesn't tell us where the Corki, Pantheon, and Taliyah are going, technically. We weren't expecting either to go top.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's true. I mean, there still is the opportunity for it to be flexed around. You know, I'm still working under the opinion of support is open, and Core is going to counterpick support, and then they're going to play for the 2v2 with that.
Which it's not going to be the Braum or the Rel. Those have been banned away, and there are engage options right now. We have the Flanker, we have the Turn the Lights Off with the Nocturne. Now we have the engage with the Leona locked in for Dignitas.
Yep, so Leona going to be coming through, waiting for this final pick here over on the other side to find out, is this going to be, you know, going top lane with the Aurora, or do they want to swap it up and actually put something else top and put Keine on that Aurora? If this does get locked in, and it is the knock wave combo, so popular, you ult in, and it doesn't actually tether the ultimate, you know, so you can use the Orianna shockwave off of that if you time it well. It is almost impossible to avoid if the people using it don't mess it up. It's really more about how you can time it on the offense than how you can react to it as far as the defense goes.
How coordinated are you as the people pressing the buttons?
Yep, exactly. So now we're going to find out, you know, what is it here for TL. So they are going to make a swap. So it is going to be CoreJJ Pantheon support, and it will be the Taliyah there going mid. The Vi will go into the jungle. So it is that last second flex. I was thinking it was going to be, you know, Pantheon in the jungle, but of course I mentioned Core known for this. He's really, really strong. This is definitely, I think, less for the 2v2, especially against something like Ezreal, where he's so evasive.
And a Leona that's hard to kill.
We're just going to try to push in, and I'm going to try to move around the map here, and it's going to likely be, you know, this kind of roam squad here with Core and UmTi moving around. You're utilizing the tremendous amount of CC they have with their soul laners. Either you set up with the CC for the seismic shove, or you follow up on that stun from the Renekton. Both these soul lanes, really, really powerful to attack. And you look over on the other side, these are not durable carries. These are, you know, carries that especially, yeah, you have the invisibility, yeah, you have, you know, some ways to escape as Srtty, but if you're pushed all the way up, you're just going to get locked down 100-0.
And I'm a little surprised that CoreJJ would choose to play the Pantheon for a lot of those reasons you were just saying. I actually was leaning more, it's going to go jungle, maybe something like an Alistair for the support, but I'm not going to complain. I play a lot of support Pantheon, one of my favorite all-time champions in League of Legends, and now I get to see the NA support GOAT pilot it right now, CoreJJ himself. In game 2, already up in the series. Let's see if Team Liquid is able to 2-0 this one, or if Dignitas, off of the backs of Srtty, the new prospect coming up in the top lane, are able to even us up 1-1. We're getting in to game number 2. Everyone here at the Riot Games Arena, how are we feeling about the Pantheon support, about game 2? Dignitas versus Team Liquid Honda.
APA already yapping it up in all chat here. He says, how's the prep for DSG going?
Oh, that's some S tier yapping right there.
Oh, man.
Now he's
Never change
rely on him. Oh, so you're just outing him. The screen can't see that.
That's okay.
He thought that was in confidence.
No, he didn't. It was in all chat. It was not in confidence. But it's going to be a fun one. And I'm excited to see how this does work out. Seoul again going, kind of much more early mid-gamey, especially this game. Look over at the scaling on the other side. I favor Dig, but we'll see how they're going to be able to do. And we have Emily standing by for an interview with APA's mom. What do you think about the trash talk?
All right, so the first thing the casters told me to ask you, Stacey, is what do you think about your son's trash talk? How would you rate it? Did you teach him?
No, I did not teach him that. Absolutely not. I'm not the trash talker in the house. No, not at all.
So who is outside of your son?
Okay, I am the swear person in the house. But in regards to trash talking, I don't know. I think that's just who he thinks he needs to be up there. It's okay. It's okay.
I like that. I've always really appreciated that about him, and also how reflective he is about his own play. Just generally coming here, supporting your son, what's the experience like? I know for me, I get terrified when my parents even find my YouTube videos. So, what has your general experience been like at the LCS, and how bright do you think his future is here?
I hope he's here for a long time. That's the plan anyways. I'm proud of him. We've watched our kids through all the different sports, through wrestling, through football, through volleyball, through cheerleading, through track and field, through cross country, everything. Like, my kids played everything, and just to see him play at this level is absolutely amazing. Super proud.
Thank you so much for taking time. It was amazing to meet you. We'll throw it back to the game. Take it away, casters.
Round of applause for APA's mom. I see APA's dad. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Is she the smack talker in the family? Did APA get it from? No, okay, we got it.
Giving us a so-so.
We're getting us a so-so. Level 2 hit earlier from CoreJJ and Yeon down there. They shoved the wave in.
Even if she is, don't admit that.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point.
Exactly.
That's a good point. But no early action other than that here in the early game for Team Liquid Dignitas Game 2.
But this is actually the first Pantheon support we have seen in the LCS, now LTA, since 2021 summer, I believe, with Srtty playing it as Pantheon support. So it has been quite a while. Obviously, it is a pick that is kind of picking up here. And we can see Srtty on the top side is going to be playing Grasp. And look at this tail of the tape here. Not looking so good for Impact. Ooh.
Man, yeah.
9-11 his last 20 solo queue games.
He's got to step it up a little bit.
0 NACL and collegiate titles.
What does this mean for his legacy, really? I think is what it...
Nothing good. I'll say that
good.
much.
Nothing good.
He may be the reigning MVP, but how many collegiate titles did you win in North America?
A big fat donut
0
is the answer right there. So Srtty obviously ahead here in the 1v1 in terms of stats. But also in terms of confidence right now, but we'll get to that later. Isles actually goes in with the Zenith Blade. CoreJJ is just trading with him. And this is part of why I don't like the Pantheon into Leona. You're just tankier as the Leona and actually do a decent amount of damage with your AD carry behind you. Both junglers are there. And UmTi actually misses the Vault Breaker, so now LirA going to go for the Fear. CoreJJ is walking up if you spell shield correctly as LirA. This is great, but Isles actually goes in. That's first blood for LirA. Dignitas' jungler stepping up.
Nicely done. The coach turned jungler gets the first blood onto UmTi here. It was a swing and a miss with the Vault Breaker, and also it was a late flash on the Zenith Blade that allowed the Zenith Blade to connect, and then once that connects, doesn't matter if you flash or not, the Leona's coming with you, so he goes through, loses the flash, gives first blood. That is a rough start for UmTi, especially off of last game where I do not think he had a good showing. Definitely has been one of the players that has received a lot of criticism on this roster.
Ooh!
And
Whoa! Srtty with the flash weirding, missing from the flash of impact. He might look for more. Twofold Hex. Cooldown can come back up right now, and he doesn't land the damage, but still Srtty pressuring impact.
Yeah, going very hard towards the lane here. UmTi going to back it up. Feels like, oh, maybe they know that I'm coming.
APA. This is in trouble. Flashing over from Isles. Has the Q plus the Zenith Blade. APA, nice seismic shove, though, keeping Keine away.
And he procs Phase Rush there, so you proc Phase Rush, you're just going to be able to walk it on out. Srtty, really emphasizing the lane with the grasp here on the Aurora. Obviously not a great team fighting rune for the most part, but it is really powerful in these kind of matchups. You push in, you're always going to have shove in this kind of a matchup, and then you're just harassing the Renekton relentlessly under tower, especially when he's trying to go for those range minions. Yeah. Every time he steps up, you hit the weirding, you hit the twofold hex, you're getting those grasp autos in, and you're just constantly chunking him down and really trying to make his life a nightmare. Impact has already based and come back. He did build towards those Merc Treads, which he's going to need this game. Anytime there's a Leona and you're playing frontline, you basically need to build them anyway.
Yep.
But we'll see when Srtty is actually going to base and what he's going to be able to grab.
And you're solo frontline as Azael, so you're going to want to make sure that you are in a good position to just live and absorb the damage, because there's going to be a lot of it on Team Liquid's side, as CoreJJ again just poking him out.
A little Frost Bomb off of that, just getting a bit of poke. Isles is down summoner, so he has to be somewhat careful.
Yeah,
obviously,
no
they did get that first blood over onto UmTi, and so that was well worth it. Then gets a little bit of pressure on mid lane, but no flash, and his Ignite is also still down for about 10-15 more seconds. So you want to play pretty respectfully for now. Srtty does award this out. He is 6 now, so even if you go for the gank, it's probably not going to happen. Instead, UmTi's just going to start up the grubs here and look to see what he can make happen with that.
Let's see if LirA goes for a gank or if he goes for the dragon trade. Right now, it looks like sweeping. Thinking about the idea of wrapping around this tri-brush.
It's so hard to make happen, I feel like.
Well, Orianna have been playing so aggressive, so if Isles is able to make something happen, here's Xenoblade in, but Valkyrie away for Yeon, and big damage trade onto Isles. That's Ignite down. One more Q from Core should have it, but he's stunned up. Tomo goes in. Core with a flash forward for the kill trade.
Yeah, going to be able to go 1-for-1. That's actually really good for TL at the end of the day, because LirA's wasting his time.
Yeah.
Sitting down here, he was not doing the dragon. You got all 3 grubs, and you traded 1-for-1 in a 2v3. So Core going to be feeling really happy. That was kind of the summoner advantage that he traded out. The Ignite came back up for Isles, but he did not have his flash. Core was able to get something from that. Dignitas now going to be trying to start this dragon, but of course it is very late, and that means UmTi is here, APA is here, and they're moving for it. We'll see if they can contest.
Can Dignitas secure it? APA throws up the wall, so they don't have an escape path over the Dragon Pit wall. They do get the steal. UmTi takes it out as Keine trying to buy space here. Tomo stuck in the pit, doesn't have the flash available. He's looking for the Arcane Shift, but it's not coming up. APA with a kill for the team.
Nicely done, TL, able to re-engage there, punish the loss of tempo with LirA staying down for so long. Had he just started up the dragon, he would have been able to easily make that trade happen. Yep. Instead, it ends up getting stolen away, and they get the kill onto Tomo. So a nice punch back there from TL and a big play from UmTi to be able to steal that away.
Yeah, much like fumbling a bat, he's going to be thinking about that one for a while. It's going to, again, just wasting the time. He's still level 5, I think, right now as he's gone back to the base. But let's get another replay at that.
Yeah, it's kind of just the drive-by. No one on Dig is really zoning him out. I think their thought process is, okay, we'll all play down towards the bot side, and then we'll get the dragon, and we'll just run for it, because we're not going to win the fight. But at the end of the day, that is not what ends up happening. LirA has to flash out. Tomo did not have the E available here. He was trying to reset it, hitting those Mystic shots. Couldn't quite get the cooldown back up. So TL gets the kill, they get the flash, they get the dragon, and that is now 2 of 3 on the objectives for the feats of strength. They're going to be feeling really good about that. They can have the next set of grubs.
2 and 2 in kills, so whoever gets the next one here will be earning themselves that one. And then it would come down to the tower. But Team Liquid has an opportunity to just get it on this next spawn.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we'll see, because especially if it's going to be contested, because if you're saying as Dig, no, we don't want to give up this 3rd objective here, you go and fight. If TL gets 1 kill and the dragon, or 1 kill and the the grubs or whatever, then they have that feats of strength immediately. So definitely does put a little bit more pressure on it.
But if you're Dignitas, you have the level 6 Paranoia combo with Keine. So if you're the one to get that first kill, no flash in CoreJJ, but he gets away. Fun fact, the E, if it's full stacked and you stop using it, gives you extra move speed. So a little tip for all the would-be Pantheon players out there if you need to get out of a pinch. But
is that a lot? Running away.
You didn't have to bring it up.
I've played with your Pantheon.
You flamed my Pantheon on broadcast before, but
now I have again.
We'll have a running count for production to have. But the point I was making is LirA and Keine do have the combo. So yes, if Team Liquid get the first kill, they're first of 3. But Dignitas have the option to pull the trigger and be the ones to set up that play and actually find it first, which would help slow down Team Liquid's opportunities to get that. But APA, ooh, flash out of Keine. Good reaction time from the Orianna pilot, but still rough position all the same as now Isles goes in. Big damage traded back here. Yeon's just looking at Tomo. Phosphor bombs and missile barrage are doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's kind of unloading on. They're trying to bait them in, though, because LirA is playing right over the wall. But UmTi's now in the area. APA's in the area with the ult, so it would be a hard play to go for. UmTi just going to Q blind over the wall there. And does have the support of his team, so feeling confident that he's going to be able to be okay in that situation.
This is one of the best things you can do with the support Pantheon as a jungler. Just say, hey, link up with me. I'm Vi, I can start the fight. Your Pantheon, you can chain the CC. You have a lot of damage up front in the kit, so they can actually 100-0 a lot of champions on Dignitas' side. I'm happy to see CoreJJ just at the hip of UmTi right now. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it's just such a strong duo. We talked about the power of linking up with both the Soul laners as well. Right now, they're playing around APA. They know that Keine lost his flash, so if he were to walk down towards bot, easy flash stun. You get the seismic shot off of that. That's probably a kill. So instead, it's going to be Srtty sent down here. A little bit safer there on the Aurora, but all things said, we haven't checked in on top lane in quite a long time. It is pretty much dead even. Actually, a 2 CS lead now for Impact. So Impact withstanding the early pressure as he has done throughout his entire career. He is so good at loss mitigation. You put him in a bad matchup, he barely ever gets behind. He almost got solo killed. Srtty couldn't make it happen, and then as a result, hasn't been able to extend really any lead.
Yeah, the top lane has been pretty quiet ever since the almost solo kill that Srtty got early on, but Impact has stabilized. It's dead even in CS right there. But now they're on opposite sides of the Rift, and Dignitas have first dibs here on the Grubs, but they actually are making two different plays. One goes mid, the other goes top now as they're looking at CoreJJ. They got it. Third kill for Dignitas as now Cease and Desist used here onto the front line. No more W shield, but now between worlds, Srtty got out of Yeon. Weirding for the damage and gets the kill for the team. First one for Srtty.
Yeah, nicely done. Srtty hit absolutely everything there. Both sides of the Q, of course. Hit the E as well, weaving in those autos. So not able to dodge anything as Yeon was kind of sidestepping back and forth there, but couldn't avoid it all. And Core barely did not have his flash, got caught by that shockwave before he could get the E up to block any of the damage. So it looked like he got snapped in.
Ooh, but now UmTi's looking for a play here on to Keine with APA setting it up. CoreJJ over the top. 2 assists with kill credit to UmTi. TL, make a play.
Also looking like Core is actually going for Heartsteel Pantheon. So
I just noticed that too, yeah.
I mean, traditionally, when you see this in solo queue, especially it's lethality, people just go heavy towards the AD. But I think this is more consistent, of course. He's basically saying, hey, I didn't super snowball, so I'm just going to be kind of a point-and-click stun, and I'm going to absorb damage, with the E, get a little bit of damage in with that Heartsteel proc, and just try to be this like tanky, annoying setup, basically, for my teammates.
And I'm wondering what abilities he's maxing, because if you're going for just like a W max instead of a Q max,
because 3 points Q.
3 points Q. So he's still going for that more damage right now, but eventually you could just pivot to say, yeah, I'm just going to go all in on that one. You also get extra bonus armor and magic resist when you have the full stacks on your E shield once it expires. So yeah, he's going to be very tanky with this build, but is that going to be what the team needs?
Well, it's always the question, too. It's like, you can do a build that shores up a champion's weakness, or you can do a build that really accentuates the strengths, right? So, you do always kind of end up with that question of, okay, well, if you're going to go tank Pantheon, would it not have just been better to go Alistar, or, something along those lines?
Exactly what I was thinking about in pick, yeah.
Exactly. So that's always kind of one of those questions. But I do think there's a lot of validity to just changing your build based on what is happening in the game, right? Just kind of autopiloting full damage when you're not snowballing. You're often not going to be strong enough, and then you're just paper in the team fight. So he's just saying, hey,
stop the back. They actually are thinking of making a play on the Keine right here. APA is walking up. If Keine walks too far forward, he's in trouble. Blast Cone's available. Weaver's wall, but he has an avenue to get away from there. Flash from CoreJJ with the seismic shove. Keine gets the ultimate off, and there's some more lockdown here from Isles, but the kill credit goes to Team Liquid.
Yeah, going to be able to get that kill, and that's the exact setup that you're talking about.
That's even more disastrous for Dignitas. Double kill to the tank Pantheon.
Yeah, both going to core there. That should be the Heartsteel likely completed. Man, that's got to be frustrating for Keine because he actually checked a lot of these brushes. He walked through one brush, he throws out the
in trouble too. How can this happen? Team Liquid just made a play bot side. Now they're making another play top side, and it looks like both are going to work out for him. Srtty jumping between worlds. He jumps back, but UmTi waited around. Tomo now maybe baited. He's got a full health bar now. Big damage on the impact. He's eating forward. The Arcane shift aggressively because they have the paranoia behind them, but Team Liquid decide to back off.
Yeah, Srtty gets taken down, tries to use the between two worlds, kind of bounce back and forth, was playing it pretty well, but just locked down, CC'd up too early and lost so much of his health before going for that kind of little bit of an outplay. Couldn't actually make it happen. Tomo got over there, but couldn't finish off a kill either, and TL looking good again. Yeah. I've opened up here a 2,000 gold lead, and first tower, that is going to be the feats of strength.
There we have it, Team Liquid now picking them up. But I also want to give credit. Tomo jumping forward there. That was an aggressive move for the AD carry to play. And 2-1-1, he could be the saving grace here for Dignitas. They're a little behind in gold right now, but the game's not over yet. they were able to claw their way back in that game 1 and make it close, and I think a lot of it could happen off of Tomo's play this time around. I mean, I'm happy that he's in the league. Between his subbing in for 100 Thieves last year and now getting the starting spot here on Dignitas, also an AD carry with a lot to prove.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was able to sub in 400 Thieves, came in for Meech, and really was able to turn things around.
Yeah.
The team looked like it was really struggling, at one point, and Tomo brought them some real stability. He was able to come in, for this team and help them get to Worlds, help them turn around a season and really surprise some people, upset some of these teams. So I think it was so impressive from him to be able to pull that off, and now obviously to have that and then get replaced by your team feels really, really bad. So I am glad to see him with another shot here. But talk about Impact a little bit more. Obviously, Impact has just had such a storied career. Got his start in the LCK, won a World Championship, but has been in the LCS now for so long. This is Impact stats versus the average LTA top laner, obviously including LCS stats. He's played so many more games, so many more kills, so many more assists. It's like he has just been around for so long. And it also shows you the average career length is not that long in professional League of Legends, which is why it's so impressive to me that he has been able to keep his place at the top for a decade, for more than a decade now at this point.
How much of that average is just Impact is the question. Is Keine now getting played on here in the top lane? There's a Shock Blast, or Shock Wave, not going to be enough to save his life. Impact getting the kill credit as the teleport comes in, and Srtty's going to regret that one. CoreJJ now on a killing spree. 4, 2, and 3 on the tank. Pantheon support. Team Liquid, find 2.
Yeah, TP's in immediately trying to bail out Keine, but by the time he gets there, Keine is already dead, so he just donates another kill there. That's tough, man.
Yeah. And now it's not only the kills, it's the Herald after the fact. As APA with the thanks. Yeah.
It's fair. Nice delivery, right on time.
And he saved time. He's that efficient with the yapping. It's the THX as opposed to typing out the whole word, He's got to get back into the game.
TY. Got to optimize that build order.
Ah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, Stacy, you can give some feedback for APA after the match.
We'll do the VOD review, not on the game.
Yeah.
We'll do the VOD review on the Trash Talk.
The APA mom VOD review on Trash Talk.
Yeah.
We'll get that streamed as well.
Get him in on some Type Racer reps,
Yeah. I've been making a lot of promises on broadcast that I don't think I can back up, but
that's okay. People forget very quickly what you've said. So you can kind of just say whatever you want. It's one of the beautiful things about it.
I'm going to say that's reassuring. But,
or concerning.
Yeah.
Or both.
Maybe a little bit of column A, column B. Right now, though, back into the game here. It's 17.5 minutes on the clock. The next dragon just spawned, and look where Team Liquid is directly on top of it. But now Dignitas are contesting them for it. Now the lights go off, and there's the combo. They found APA, but he doesn't go down. They don't have the damage. Now there's no front line. 2 fall as Keine will also drop. 3 kills to Team Liquid. APA just unkillable.
Yeah, APA tries to flash it, but they had the timing perfect. It just didn't matter, though, because he's Merc Treads, Verdant Barrier, and Seraphs.
Tomo's now trying to get under the turret. UmTi looks for the engage. Maybe it's too much, though. Srtty has a lot of damage. Tomo as well, and neither of them had taken that much damage themselves. So it's just going to be the turret. He'll look back to the dragon.
I mean, APA just has such a tanky build. Verdant Barrier, he has the shield as well, as I was saying, from Seraphs, has the Merc Treads. It is really tough to take him down. And yes, the flash did not actually disrupt the Knockwave combo. The Shockwave still hit, but he creates enough space away that some of the follow-up damage couldn't really come through. They couldn't finish him off, and that right there could be the death knell of Dignitas in this series. TL now so far ahead here. They're going to move to Seoul Point. They're already massively up in gold, closing on a 7,000 gold lead here. It's hard to think how Dig will fight.
APA taking some damage here. Srtty jumps in. Seismic Trap misses. Here comes Azael. APA, no flash available. Is he tanky? Enough. I can't imagine a world where he gets away from this one. Locked down. Big damage. Shut down to Srtty.
Yeah, going to be able to finish him off, but you can see even there, it took a long time for them to be able to kill him. And you look down towards the bot side, they are pushing this in here with Impact. But, for Dignitas, they are pushing up mid lane. There are objective bounties available, so if you can get in on some towers, maybe you can make it happen.
Ooh, CoreJJ ulting into the mid lane just to push away Dignitas from the turret. Helps clear the wave, keep Yeon safe, and buying so much time. Impact who's proxying between the turrets right now. And this one should fall very shortly with this wave. Actually, he's slicing and dicing away because they realize they don't have vision on the mid anymore. There is still the Paranoia combo, but actually looking like not available. Do I see that on cooldown for LirA there?
Yeah, Nocturne's ult is still on cooldown. Very long cooldown on this, of course. He does have his experimental hex plate, which is going to be pretty nice. You get the ultimate haste on that, as well as the Kindle gem in pocket. So going to be reducing the cooldown a fair bit, but it's just so tough when you're this far down. You really do kind of rely on limiting vision. I talked a lot about this Nocturne plus Aurora combo. They haven't really been able to make that happen at all. It's just been that one kind of instance of the Orianna ult plus that Nocturne ult coming in. They haven't been able to get that flanking on top, where then all of a sudden, even if APA survives the initial burst, there's an Aurora on top of you, you start getting those kills, you maybe start running over the fight.
And this is part of what Srtty was even saying about his own play. With all the solo queue has been grinding, sometimes linking up with the team and playing the competitive side is a very different play style. Actually make sure that you're on that flank, ready for the team impact. All alone with APA behind him. That's a flash and Dominus to survive. So some cooldowns for Dignitas as they picked up.
Yeah, going to be able to get that out, but it was the Orianna ult. It was the Ezreal ult, so some cooldowns used on the other side here, too. A lot of roses out. They're going to go.
Yeah, Weaver's Wall used. Team Liquid's going to try and absorb this, and LirA just jumps straight through the unraveled earth. Now Team Liquid look to turn. Season desist onto the backline. They're locking out Tomo. He gets out of there, though. Between worlds, big damage from Srtty as Impact is able to take one for the team. Yeon wasn't there, but now he is. Now things are looking fantastic for Team Liquid. Flash Q from Core, not going to be in range for Srtty, who will jump away across the veil, but Dignitas losing multiple members, trading with Team Liquid, but still getting chased. I think they're out of there.
Two for two at the end of the day. That was a pretty close fight. A lot of low health bars on both sides. Potentially could have gone down. You see APA there, about 200 health remaining. Of course, we saw Srtty barely getting away. Will the ulti hit? No, casting. APA is not caught shopping. He's paying attention and does readjust just to make sure there's no chance of that actually hitting him. But Dignitas, not rolling over whatsoever. It's just like last game. They did get very far behind, but they're looking for fights. They're trying to make things happen. And Srtty was able to get a lot done in this fight. They just charge in onto Impact. They know that he has no flash. His ultimate's expiring. LirA took a lot of early damage here, though. But then look at Srtty on the re-engage here. Great ultimate across pretty much the entire team. APA walks through the wall of it, so he takes that bonus damage, and he's kind of just bouncing back and forth, trying to get some damage down. But as soon as Yeon joins, he wasn't there at the initial start of the fight. And really no chance to fight in against that Corki, who is quite powerful at this point.
Speaking of, as we come back to live, he just gets chunked out. As now again, Paranoia used Solar Flare. Looks like it missed. Oh no, he had the Verdant Barrier Shield. I think that it actually was able to save him right there. APA does not go down. That's again a long cooldown, like you said. Paranoia not going to be up for a while. Yeah,
the Verdant Barrier not showing us popped on Spectator, but I'm looking at in-game, so that shield did work. And was, absorbing at least one of those spells. But here comes the Pantheon ult. They're going to look.
Grand Star Fall as over the wall goes Tomo, but now he's stuck there. And here's CoreJJ! Welcome to the pain cage. As Yeon now jumping in onto Srtty, who tried to get out of the back line, but instead goes down. Dignitas lose two.
Yeah, talk about a rock in a hard place. that was a tough
literal rock and a literal hard place right there, yeah.
TP out to safety there by Keine, but no such luck for Isles.
Isles now all alone. Nobody to save him, as he does have the flash available. Does he try and use it? Sending up Impact under the turret, but he will go down. Killing spree for Yeon, and now Atacon available as the bounty for Team Liquid.
Yeah, they're going to be able to grab this, no problem. You can see that Dignitas isn't even on that side of the map. Keine used his TP to go towards the top side, and APA might even find an angle to get a kill onto Keine. He's going to look for it. Kaine's out of mana.
Very low mana, no summoner spells
Nocturne's
available.
Coming, though. He has his ult.
Paranoia used. Oh, he actually pressed it. I don't know if you 1v1 this, LirA. Yeah, I was almost wondering, do you just press it and then walk away? Because APA is probably going to be too afraid to walk up at that point. But either way, LirA will save Kaine's life. Atacon still picked up by Team Liquid.
Yep, they grabbed the Atacon. It is the flash off of APA, so that's at least something nice for LirA, but it is going to be so tough from this spot. Tomo ease over the wall,
I feel for him.
That ultimate from APA completely locks him up against the wall. This one, I think, was maybe an accident from Srtty. I'm not sure they intended to go in the backside. I'm not sure. Maybe he did. From the expression, he definitely didn't. Okay, that confirms it for me. I think he was trying to kite back and got a little bit too close, went over, tried to bounce right back again, but he was instantly CC chained by the Pantheon and the Renekton, and now TL are going to add Infernal Soul to their collection here.
Oof.
Objective dominance, back-to-back games here. That's back-to-back souls. They have the Atacon GA, they have the Infernal Soul, and they have a lot of poke here with the Corki as well as the Taliyah. A lot of easy ways to apply that Infernal Soul, so it's going to be so tough for Dig.
The exact kind of objective control that you want to see from a team like Team Liquid. They were one of the teams to beat for all of last year. Rough finals, yeah, but let's be honest, that was the Minions that lost them that game. So Team Liquid showing up solid here to start off 2025. Dignitas have been given a good fight, but it's looking like it might be close to the end here. 8,000 gold lead. with the Otacon buff, with the Dragon Soul, and now all these turrets starting to fall down here. Team Liquid crack the tier 2 in the mid lane. As Impact's pushing in the bottom side, Dignitas, if they do make the play here, Baron's about to spawn, so you got to do this fast. Slice and dice away. He has the flash coming off soon. He's just buying the time. If Impact can just keep everyone on him for as long as possible, and Dignitas are just leaving. They realize, yeah, Baron's up. We cannot keep pushing on to Impact, I suppose.
But how do you even contest? You have no Orianna or Nocturne ultimate anymore now.
Yeah.
And you're fighting into the GA. So TL are just going to force here and look for the turn. They're going to go now.
A bizarre call, but now they're getting punished for it. Dignitas have to use summoners to get away. But hey, they pulled Team Liquid off of the Baron, so I guess that's something. Isles and Tomo now fighting on their own here. CoreJJ taking a lot of damage. Big cooldowns coming off. The E used. Move speed forward, gets the W on the Isles. That's good for Tomo. Can he kite back? The Ezreal pilot. This is your moment. If you get the cooldowns, Impact's looking to flank around. He spotted. Tomo knows that he's there. But now topside, Impact going in onto, or UmTi rather, going in onto Srtty. And APA teleported up. Yeon finds Tomo. Dignitas falling apart at the seams as TL win the fight.
Yeah, they get the Otacon pop on both Core and Impact, it looks like, but they are already back up. They're going to run straight back out to the Baron. As soon as you can fight any sort of decent fight, you can just force the Baron right after it. And this time they're able to get 3 kills, to get really good. And I think this one is going to be a cleaner closeout than we saw last time around. They are just so far ahead, and they have so many engage tools, so many ways to start up the fight.
Yeah, I mean, just a bizarre play there onto Impact. I guess he was just looking like a porcupine in a petting zoo. Nobody wanted to touch the guy. You just let him be, go to the Baron, but
Wait,
they had already used
him, though. They were petting the
they
porcupine.
already used the abilities. Don't pet a porcupine, Dignitas. Unless you're sure you're able to take him out, I guess, but analogy kind of fell apart at the end there. Either way.
Gloves, question mark?
Shade mail or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's just as simple as you're insanely behind. You see someone solo in a side lane, you say, all right, let's try.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, how are you going to come back in a game like this? Well, it's probably going to be a bunch of picks in a row, realistically.
Rough
right?
timing.
You know, you'd already given over the Otacon, so there's not really any good play. So they're thinking, hey, maybe we can get a free kill on him, and then maybe reset, defend the base, you know, something like that. But of course, he's a very tanky member. They couldn't take him down, and now TL are closing in, looking to finish this out.
Isles now trying to frontline, but he's just got no health bar, man. Srtty between worlds. That's a flash out from Yeon as he will live through the paranoia. LirA cannot take him out. UmTi will claim Keine, and Team Liquid look to claim a series win, but Srtty, he's still up, he's still healthy. Shut down gold, takes out APA, but can he get back to the base to defend? Long death timers. It's gonna come down to Srtty, and if he can hold the line.
That's a big if. Pretty much the entire enemy team is still alive. They have Dragon Soul, they're closing in, and Core's just going to waste his time here, and they're going to be able to close this one out.
Goes across the veil. Srtty's trying to look for the damage. The Pantheon E gets a stun. Is he going to solo kill Srtty? CoreJJ! The GOAT support making it look easy.
Oh my god, he's just styling on him. Kills off Srtty, ults in on the Nexus. That'll do it.
You thought it was Impact versus Srtty. It's CoreJJ versus Srtty, and it's Team Liquid versus the rest of the league. 2-0 start to the season.
And it is an 8-0 weekend here for the LTA kickoff. A lot of dominance here. Team Liquid coming out, looking strong in that second game. Cool flex pick. The Pantheon moving down towards that bot lane here, you know, moving the buy-in towards the jungle. A bit of a shaky start, but TL really were dominant throughout the rest of it. Strong comp, easy to execute, lots of engage, great CC chains here to pair up with APA, and TL looks strong.
Maybe some VOD review for UmTi, but a dub's a dub. For the end of the day for Team Liquid. Solid stuff from the squad. Give it up for TL and a 2-0 for their opening weekend in the LTA North. But we're joining Emily and APA on stage for an interview.
Hello. Thank you very much, Kangas. Congratulations, APA. First win. Welcome back. I talked to your mom in between games. I'll let you, the shudder down your spine travel for a minute. And she said she's not responsible for your trash talk, but then kind of walked it back. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to call her out if she is a trash talker.
No, she's really respectful. She's not a trash talker at all.
Nice. She was super nice, so I talked to her, actually, so thank you. In a little bit more of a serious note, saw you piloting the Azael, the Taliyah. That last comp was super, super fun. How are you guys taking to Fearless Draft, and how does it affect your prep?
Honestly, it's kind of fun. You don't get to play the same matchups, so it's always fun to play different matchups against different players. Yeah, it's just fun.
Some people I'm not going to call them out, but some people identified you as someone who might suffer in Fearless, maybe if your champion pool was pinched. I actually don't believe it because I've seen you play some interesting stuff in NACL. But I wanted to give you the opportunity to maybe call them out a bit. Or just tell me, how are you approaching it with some of the pocket picks that you do have?
Well, I think I'm lucky enough to have the best players in every single role. So if teams target me, I'm willing to take like the backseat and let my other teams carry.
And then going into this season, when we talked to Coach Spahn kind of before, he cited this as a kind of reset for you coming out of something like Worlds where you have to prep a lot more immediately. He said it was really nice to have you guys boot camp, be able to kind of refocus on some of your core goals as a team. I wanted to ask you, what are those core goals and how are you approaching the season overall?
Well, I think at least my goal is just to win. So just focusing on winning. And I think we did a good job of that today.
All right, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. APA, all the best this season. Congratulations. We'll throw it to the lounge to close out the day.
Thank you very much, Emily. That concludes week 1 of LTA Split 1. 2-0s across the board.
Very exciting.
What happened?
Oh my goodness. I felt like we were close, like first 15 minutes or so into this game. I was like, okay, Team Liquid has a giga early comp.
Yeah.
Hey, Dignitas fought back after game 1. I was just basically trying to give myself reasons, cope, excuses, like maybe that we would get a third game. It's not happening. But second round, I'm confident.
Yeah, I mean, Team Liquid are picking up a bit where they left off. Game 1 was a little bit close. And I'd say in defense of the teams that got 2-0'd,
Yeah.
3 of the teams were playing without their intended roster.
Yeah.
So LirA was playing here. That is supposed to be Sheiden. Zaza was playing for Shopify Rebellion. And the third sub,
Well,
off the top of my head, was Lions,
but
he's remote.
Which
Yeah.
sucks for everybody involved, just in general. If you're not there for your team, like with your team in the moment, and also when there's reviews, it's going to be hard to be like there to pick up certain things. So yes, like there were a lot of instability because of that.
Pobelter in the house.
True.
Honestly, though, the highlight for me from this week were the fans.
Yeah.
When I got to interview Bwipo on stage yesterday, they were so plugged in to that interview. They were responding to everything Bwipo said. We're getting better fan interaction here with the players going to that fan zone right after the game. We got to do an interview in front of it earlier. Like, the fans really showed out. We got to see Offline TV come to support Disguise. Like, that to me was the highlight of this week. Just next time, I want to see some Game 3 Fearless drafts.
Please.
So players of the series as well for today was FBI from the first series and APA from this series. 2 players with 3-letter, 3-syllable names.
That's a trend.
I guess suppose that's a trend. But Quadrathatos from yesterday. So what is that, Raz? That's a mid laner?
2 mid laners.
Okay, Chandler.
There we go. Sorry.
But overall, a lot of players showed out. I'd say even like players of the losing series.
Yeah.
I'd say Srtty actually looked really good.
Yes.
Who else?
Srtty looked really good. We already talked about Loki just yesterday.
Yeah.
I felt like Palafox had a good game. Keine actually had great performances on the Yoni for sure in game 1. So you're right. I felt like even on the losing side, we got to see a lot of positives. And I'm sure people right now in the chat are talking about like a player that they noticed as well that was doing quite good, regardless of the team's success.
Absolutely. So let's pull up our Samsung SSD Fast 5 for this week. See where everything stacks up. Faster 100 CS. Thanatos. Oh, okay. Castle's 1051. I thought it was reading a little bit lower.
Okay.
What stands out to you here, Razzle Plasma?
I mean, I just love the fact that right at the get-go, Adilan is fastest to level 6. I'm sure he was just like heavy farming, and it's like a lane swap meta, but in general, I just loved seeing the the fact that he's already standing out in one aspect of the game. You know, that's another example of a team that didn't look too good, but I thought we saw good moments from Lion in general and Adi.
Yeah. And shout out to my boy CoreJJ 720 support item transformation. Use code 990PRO LTA 2025 through February 23rd to unlock 15% off the 990 Pro SSD available in 1, 2, and 4 terabytes on Samsung.com.
You know what time it is?
I do,
yeah,
but I don't think that was the question you're asking.
That's not the question I was asking. It's MasterCard Player of the Week time. Guess who it is?
Ooh, I voted for Quad.
I voted for Quad. And guess who won? Quad!
Oh, thank goodness. Yes. That would have been real awkward if it wasn't Quad.
Yeah, it was just someone else completely different.
FlyQuest in general played great. I'd say Masu played extremely well, but Inspired has changed the way he plays for that team because of the emergence of Quad and Masu. We saw it at the World Championship. We see it carrying through here into the start of Split 1 of the LTA. Outstanding numbers.
Yes. It was incredible, and I feel like the playmaking within the game was also something to make note of because, yes, the draft was great, and it made a lot of sense, especially in the Azir draft, where you're like, okay, let's dive the Azir. Well, guess what? Back up off me! And then you dive right in to get the execution. So, like, there was that one team fight. There's also the flanking Cassiopeia fight that I'm sure is going to be in there. But, like, I felt like he had been on the ball in every fight. The draft helped, but he just looks incredible.
Yeah, incredibly calm in his second year on FlyQuest as well. It's so funny that less than a year ago, there was this massive controversy that FlyQuest was putting him back in. Because
That's true.
Jensen had gotten them to second place, and then MSI didn't go well, and it felt like they were scapegoating them. And they just wanted to put in this incredibly good mid laner. That was actually what they wanted to do.
They saw something.
He's really been popping off for them. So congratulations to Quad for winning the first LTA North Player of the Week ever.
That's true. Put it in the history
There'll
books.
never be another first Player of the Week of the LTA North.
Years from now, decades from now, a century now, they'll look through the history books. He's number one.
Absolutely. Let's check in on the bracket for the LTA North. It's moving quick.
Yes, it
I will
is.
say. So we'll have TL 100 Thieves and FlyQuest C9 as the upper bracket, and then Dig GSG and Shopify Lion in the lower bracket. So that means if
Qualifier
DSG,
time.
Dig, Shopify, or Lion lose, they're out, but also qualifier time in terms of trying to secure that top 4 if you win that next matchup for either TL100 or Fly C9.
And that's the most exciting aspect. Like, the teams just want to be able to get that ticket to Sao Paulo. And so for Team Liquid or 100 Thieves or FlyQuest or C9, they can just punch that ticket in immediately. But as you can see, what's going to be happening next week, Shopify Rebellion versus Lion Gaming, and then Dig versus DSG. The implications are very clear.
So lower bracket day is Saturday.
Yep.
This will be win to stay alive, win to continue playing competitive League of Legends in Split 1.
Yep.
And then Sunday is going to be the upper bracket day, which will be the qualification day.
That makes sense. Saturday is going to be a big one because you put in all that effort, put in all that practice during December, during January. Just to lose that quick? No, they're going to be fighting for their lives.
Oh, and also at the end of I'm just checking the date here. Yeah, at the end of Sunday, there'll also be those best of 1 qualification matches for seeding. So they're just slamming those out of the way as quickly as possible. That's the one weird thing when people look at the bracket. They're like, oh my God, best of 1 final. No, not the final. You're just trying to secure the top 4, get the seeding figured out very quickly to send them to Brazil for the LTA North, LTA South Showdown.
That's why I like to see it as a bonus game. Like, otherwise, you're finding out who is getting seeding based off a completely different metric, but we get an extra game at the end of the day, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, Sunday's going to be longer. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed 5 games minimum.
Yep.
Yeah, maximum 7. Let's hope for that. That's it for us. We'll be back next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific for Shopify versus Lion. Now let's send it over to Sven's stream. Congrats on the win yesterday, Sven. Hope you were watching, but he's probably just playing solo.
The speakers are here.
Welcome back to the inaugural weekend of the LTA with one of last year's World's competitors. It's 100 Thieves. Their opponents, one of Tier 2's hottest teams, taking the stage. It's Disguised.
I start with the Q flash, okay?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going now.
Looking. Yeah, Varus is best.
I'm coming mid to help you.
Got him.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
I'm on Jace, guys. Wait, play slow.
Play slow. I'm Armor tier. Armor tier.
Azir's dead, guys.
Coming.
I
can block Vi. Can we finish?
Yeah, finish. Finish. Should we look Jace, anyone?
Nice. We got him.
No place Jace. No place Jace.
Kill Jace.
Yeah.
At least splash as well.
I stopped you.
Oh, Jace splash.
He's tilted. The striking dog Vi. Keep typing you dog.
I'm coming. Can we fight here?
Yeah,
I'm here. Any fight is good.
Look at Zin. We're hitting Zin.
Any fight is good.
No flash. Actually, has flash maybe.
Okay,
Look at me. Sin, reset.
Take it slow.
Yeah,
Look at Akali. Akali's on me, Akali. Akali missing. Don't eat Akali.
I can look Akali with R. I'm R.
I have to get out.
Don't eat Akali.
Got him.
Nice job. They're here. Good sniping, guys. We can win.
We can fight after. Look, Rumble, Wukong.
Rumble,
no flash.
Look here.
Yeah, Rumble, no flash. No flash Rumble. I'm getting Keine.
I'm joining Jink.
Yeah, me too. We're both signing.
Just kite them.
Yeah, careful yourself.
I can look at the wall.
Yep.
드레이븐 노 플래시. 드레이븐 노 플래시.
Azir.
드레이븐 almost dead. 드레이븐 dead.
Azir flash.
Azir 1, no flash, no E. No flash, no E. Can we kill Azir? No flash, no E. Nice.
Try.
On us?
Fight now.
coming.
Go forward.
Go
Kaisano flash.
Leona backwards.
Go forward. Kaisano flash.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, I have
We have to
W
go
too.
forward.
Kaisano flash.
I
Go
need
forward.
7 seconds.
Yeah. I'm watching Rumble TP now.
Leona's behind, go forward, keep going forward.
Yeah,
Guys,
we
no
can,
flash.
Yeah, guys, we can end the game after killing that. I'm camping. Can you Srtty?
Yeah,
Now.
right.
I think we killed it.
That should die.
Coming down as well. That's gonna be there. I'm coming as well. Try to deep. I'm coming behind. Yeah, maybe Nocturne come. Maybe Nocturne come.
I'm not hit him. I'm hitting him before.
Okay, I think they're fine. I think they're fine. Nocturne not showing yet. Yeah, good job.
Buddy?
Just chunk.
Oh,
Nocturne
ATP.
ulti.
I'm okay.
We can kill Nocturne.
Yeah, I'm plague.
Yeah, I'm going for it.
Orianna no flash.
Orianna no flash. I have ulti.
Yeah. Nice there.
On.
Okay. Kill him. Kill him. Hey, I'm going this side. He's dead.
Coming over.
Yeah,
우리 노공.
I'm looking at Ezreal.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Ezreal no E. I'm coming for you.
Break the word.
Oh, get up, Jatt.